Hello guys, welcome to another edition of this do-it-yourselfer channel, Tips for Dummies. This next video that I'm going to be shooting is going to be awesome, guys. It's going to be totally different. And the reason I'm saying it's going to be totally different is because I'm going to be shooting with my new microphone. The video is going to be about suspension pump. I'm going to be fixing the suspension pump on a 2006 Porsche Cayenne. But the difference is going to be the sound. Over the years and all the videos that I made in the past, I learned how important the sound is. So now I'm going to be shooting it with my new toy that I got today, guys, which is not a toy, it's a professional microphone, and I got it just right in here on my hands. It's a Stellar X2, and look at this beauty thing, man. It comes in this box, and inside it comes with this little case that I got right here. And right inside I got this puppy. Oh man, I feel like a kid again. It comes with a really nice pouch, the wind protector, or I don't know how it's going, but it's something about the wind, the microphone, and the stand, guys. And you guys gonna really notice the difference. And well, I hope you like it. Down on the video right there, down there, there's a link if you guys want to check this product out. Just check it out, guys. You are not going to regret it. All right, guys, so let's get started.
Action.
All right, guys, so I am about to start editing this video. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, do-yourselfers, glad to have you here. Today's DIY will be about the air suspension pump equipped on these Porsche Cayennes. This particular Cayenne is an 06 Cayenne. Listen carefully, guys. If all of a sudden you hear a loud noise on the suspension pump that keeps running all the time, and you don't see the suspension lifting the vehicle up, chances are that an air hose busted on the suspension pump. And the pump is not supplying air to the air suspension. This air pump is located under the vehicle, right about under the passenger side seat. Unfortunately, the only thing that you can do to stop the pump from running continuously is to disconnect the battery. And you guessed it right, the battery is located right under the driver's seat. If you don't disconnect the battery, the pump is going to keep running until it drains the battery out, and or the pump is going to get damaged. So now, why does this happen? Well, the most likely reason is a bad relay. So before we start working on anything else, we need to replace that relay. Now, here is the problem. This particular relay is not under the hood, nor on the side panels inside the vehicle. This relay is hitting under the dashboard on the driver's side. These guys really did a good job on hiding this relay. Why they did that, I don't know. However, we must replace it. If for any reason you buy a new suspension pump, you have to buy the relay anyway. They'll make you buy it, otherwise they will not warranty the parts. So I ordered the relay, and next we are going to replace it. And if you have the same problem that I had, you will fix the problem with less than 75 bucks. And eventually you will save hundreds, perhaps thousands on this job. So guys, let's get it done. Okay, so we are going to start off by removing a bolt approximately right in the middle of the bottom panel, using a Torx 20 and unscrewing it counterclockwise.
There is only one bolt holding this panel. So once you remove this bolt, you kind of have to unclip it. It has clips and you can push down the edge. Once you unclip it, then you have to pull the panel towards you. It has two tongues on the bottom, so it has to be slide out. Be very careful. You got these wires from the car computer. Now, this is where the relays are at, but put on top of it. These guys did an amazing job holding these relays. Now, why they did that or what's the purpose, I really don't know. So we have to remove this panel in order to remove the relay that we want to replace. These wires are too thin and I don't want to mess with them. I'm just going to leave the panel right there. So I want you to pay attention to these two tabs. To be able to remove this panel, you have to push inward those tabs and then pull it out. So I was able to bring one side of the panel down, as you can see. Actually, there is no need to remove the whole panel completely. And now you can see that there's two relays there. The only thing we have to do is to find out which of the relay it corresponds to the air suspension pump. While digging into the internet, I learned that it was the one right here, the first one. But the best way to find out which one is the one is by removing the relay itself. You can see the number 373. Just before you removing, just remember the way the numbers are facing to the panel, so that way you can put it back the same way. As you can see, there is two relays with the same number. So we're going to take the one in the corner, and I am going to connect ground on the battery, and the pump is not going to activate, it's not going to turn on. So I assume we got the correct relay. So if you put the ground back, the pump will turn on automatically. So we got the right relay. Let's disconnect the ground again and start working on these relays. It is a good habit to replace both relays. Might as well that you are on it. So far, we cover the relay part. Remember, it's 373. You have to order the correct relays in order to make it work properly. So now let's get to the suspension air compressor pump. In order to get to this pump, we have to remove this bottom cover. As you can see, this one is a little bit broken, but as you can see on the bottom, has quite a few screws, like this one and that one, and we just gotta remove all of them. Okay guys, so now that I have the bottom covered down, we have a clear vision of what the pump looks like. See, it has those lines. Now, I want you to pay attention, especially to this brown hose. This brown hose has a tendency to break off
Why? I don't know. But usually this line is the one that it breaks. Usually from the quick disconnect. I haven't touched it yet, but I'm gonna grab it and move it, and I'm gonna find out if it's broken. And sure enough, as you can see, it's all loose, and you can see that it's broken, and it broke from the quick disconnect. Probably because of the high pressure of the pump running all the time. It just built up enough pressure to break from the tip. And now we have to replace it. Do we have to replace the whole pump? No, we're gonna try to get just that quick disconnect. We will save hundreds of dollars. These other lines, they look in good shape. And let me tell you that if it's not necessary to remove those hoses, don't remove it. We're just gonna bring the pump down. I'm gonna show you how, and change the quick disconnect from there. See right here is what it needs to come out. It has a couple of bolts, and 3 in total. You can see these connections. We don't have to disconnect it. Maybe we'll find out, but we probably don't. Alright, let's get this done. So we're gonna start off by taking this bracket off. I don't want to disconnect the hoses yet. I do note that we have to disconnect the wiring just because it's on the way. If we take the bracket off, those wires will hold the pump, and it will not let the whole pump go down. So let's disconnect this wiring. So let me show you how to disconnect this wiring. You get a flat screwdriver, stick it in there, push it, and then turn it sideways. At the same time, you pull the wiring and it comes off. This is how you do it on both wiring. Again, this is just because we're gonna pull the bracket off, and this way it will not be on the way. Once we get these wires off, we're gonna start with the socket number 13 and removing these bolts. Okay, let me fast forward this bolt. Now that you see which one, now let's take that one in the corner and that one right there. Okay guys, so I removed the last bolt, and you can see how the pump, it just comes off. I do not want to take the pump completely off. I want to keep it right there because there's a lot of hoses that I don't want to mess around. But look at this right here, the brown hose, just like I predicted. The quick disconnect is the one that it broke. Okay, so I'm gonna find something to rest the pump. I don't want to keep it hanging there, and I'm gonna try to remove that fitting so that way I can order a new one. So I heard that since it's aluminum, sometimes when you remove that piece there, it damages the threads. So I'm gonna have to do it very careful. So what I am going to do today, I'm gonna throw a lot of lubricant, probably some DW40, and I'm gonna leave it there for probably a whole day, and I'm gonna come back and throw some more, I don't know, probably a couple of times, so that way it can get loose. Okay guys, I just want to show you right here how I got the pump rested on bricks, so that way it won't be hanging on the hoses, and we avoid another tear up. Here I got the brown hose, and the way you take it out is you press it. It's a quick disconnect. And what I am going to do next is just that I'm gonna proceed and throw a lot of lubricant on the threads on the quick disconnect. And like I said, I'm probably gonna leave it there for about a day, 1 day. I mean, you don't have to leave it a full day, but just to avoid breaking the aluminum threads, I'm just gonna leave it there for a full day. Okay guys, so a full day passed since I put the lubricant, and now it's time to remove the broken piece of that quick disconnect. You can use a number 10 socket. This will fit perfectly. And obviously we're going to do it very slowly. Turn it very slow. If you feel that it gets so tight, just quit and try to put more lubricant. And here I am, turning it very slowly, and it seems like if it's working. I don't really think that there is damage to the threads, but I will not know for sure until the whole fitting is out. Just do it slowly. It's probably a good idea if you throw some more lubricant as you turned the threads. Just remember that this is a number 10 socket. And I think I got it loose enough that I can do it by hand. Oh yeah, it just came out. Oh yeah. And it doesn't seem like if the threads got damaged, so that's a really good sign. These pumps, you know guys, they're good pumps. It's just that fitting goes out, and a lot of people don't know this, and they change the whole pump, pay thousands. Okay, so I'm gonna order the part, and on the meantime I'm gonna put a little plastic bag to cover the hole, so that way it won't be like in the open air and allow humidity to go in. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Alright guys, so after about waiting about a week, I finally got the part, and this is it, and it is the correct part. I can't believe this just little piece breaks off, and a lot of people make you change the whole pump and they charge you thousands. But yeah, let's go ahead and install it. And here it is. This is the quick disconnect. You got the little gasket on the bottom, and this is it. Yeah, so let's proceed and install this quick disconnect into the pump. Remember that it goes right on top of it, and make sure the threads are clean before installing the quick disconnect. Alright, so here I have the new fitting in which I'm gonna install it, and I'm gonna begin turning it clockwise very slowly with my hands, just to make sure the threads goes the right way. You will be able to tell if it's not going in properly. It gets tight. Stop immediately and try to retread it again. Try not to put pressure first. Once you got it in, well, then you can use your tool to tighten it, number 10, open wrench. And just keep doing it slowly. So just look for the right angle, because sometimes it gets kind of tight, the space. And just take your time until you do it slowly. This is kind of like a delicate fitting, so you have to be careful with it. But if you do it slowly, just move that out of your way and keep tightening it. Okay, so I am about to finish over here. Just please don't go crazy tightening this thing. Remember that you're working with aluminum and plastic. Also, the new fitting comes with Loctite already on the threads, so that will prevent from getting loose again for vibration. Once you have it tight, just tighten it a little bit more, and use common sense. If you over tighten it, you're gonna break it. You're gonna damage the whole thing, and the whole thing will go ballistic, and all the work that you did is just gonna be worth nothing. And I'm just doing it slowly until I think I have it right. I don't have a special tool to measure the pounds per pressure, so yeah, you have to look at it. Now here, the old piece of quick disconnect plastic, it should have come out just by pressing the end of it. However, it's a little bit stuck in there. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna grab some pliers, and I'm gonna try to remove it with the pliers by putting pressure, as I'm gonna show you in a little bit. See, right here is where I'm gonna put the pliers. So I got the pair of pliers, and this is what I'm gonna do, just like I'm showing you right there. So I gotta hold it with my other hand. I'm just gonna put the camera right next to it, just to see if you can capture it, what I'm trying to do. I hope you can see it. And yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Yeah, I'm just gonna put pressure on the back, and there you go, it just came out. And this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's the piece of fitting, that it got damaged. Now this brown hose, all we have to do is just stick it in on the new one and put pressure, good amount of pressure, and it's gonna get locked. And pretty much that's it. As far as the repair on the pump, this is it. Okay, so we are in business. I just can't believe how easy it is to repair this thing. You take it to the dealer and they're gonna charge you hundreds of dollars. And yeah, the only reason I did it right here is just to avoid to disconnect those hoses right there on the back. Those hoses right here. If you disconnect all of that, you take the risk that by putting it back, something, it just doesn't come out right, and you might have a leak So that's why I decided to do the whole job right there instead of removing the whole thing. Also, it will be a lot more work. And yeah, guys, this is the little piece right here. And unbelievable. I mean, this is what creates the whole problem. And but yeah, we got it going. Now we're gonna have to put the pump back up and put the screws back on, and we're gonna be in business. Uh, Remember that we had these 3 bolts. One, it was a different size, but it would just be a common sense where to put them back on. Okay, so I'm gonna show you where the longer bolt goes, because you got two of the same. Yeah, you see this little piston right here, kind of like a piston thing. Well, that's where the longer bolt goes. This is just so that way you don't make a mistake on trying to locate the where the longest bolt goes. But yeah, we're gonna put the whole pump back on place. Sorry about the camera. So yeah, guys, I put this bolt right here first, and then I'm just gonna tighten them up, but not all the way. You can see that even though you tighten it, it has some kind of a play there, and that's normal. This is so that way the pump, when it turns on, it vibrates, and it it has some kind of suspension, so that way it won't vibrate or make noises. But yeah, it's time to put this other bolt right here, as you can see. Okay, so we're just gonna try to locate the hole where this bolt goes. You gotta play a little bit around it, and once you find it, it's just gonna turn it clockwise, just like this, like I'm doing right now. And yeah, I'm gonna do it first by hand. And once you got all 3 of them on place, then you can tighten them up pretty good. Now, guys, remember that we are using number 13 socket right here, and we're using a little extension, a 2-inch extension, so that way we can get to this bolt on this corner, and we're gonna just tighten them up, and we're just gonna get it done. Now, this bolt, for some reason, it was a little bit messed up. Perhaps somebody already tried to work on it. And then we have to put this one right here. Yeah, and remember, it just always goes clockwise to tighten them up. I'm gonna make sure that everything is on place, the hoses, and I'm gonna continue on. So we're just gonna keep tightening these bolts. Yeah, guys, you can save a lot of money just by doing this procedure. The pump is still good. I mean, and it cost a lot of money to replace that pump. And if you take it somewhere, forget it. It's gonna cost you an arm and a leg. And well, yeah, we're almost down to the last bolt. And remember, these, they don't have to be super tight. They gotta be tight, but not super tight. Don't go crazy on it. And in fact, these things, they have a little cushion or rubber springs, so that way the vibration of the pump, it doesn't make any noise when turned on. So now that we got everything hooked up, well, it's just a matter of connecting the electrical, and we have two of them, and all you have to do is just push it in and it locks in place. We're gonna do the same thing on the other connection. Just gonna push it in until it clicks. As you can see right here, we're gonna secure it. We're gonna put it back on its place and make sure everything is hooked up. Make sure that everything looks good, the hoses. And guys, we just fixed the suspension pump. Okay, so we're just gonna double check that everything is hooked up right. Making sure that the hoses are in place, the electrical, and just visually try to make sure that nothing is missing or that everything is hooked up correctly. And guys, as far as the pump goes, I think we are done. Okay guys, so now that we checked everything and all the hoses and electrical is hooked up correctly, now it's time to put the bottom cover back on. All you have to do is match the holes. As you can see, this one is a little bit broken in some pieces, but it's still got some good places to put the bolts and hold it in place. I'm not gonna spend too much time showing you how to install this. It's just a reversal, and see you in the next step. Alright guys, now that we finished installing the bottom cover, it's just I'm gonna show you right here with the light where some of the bolts were installed. And now that I got everything done, this is pretty much it. We got the pump fixed. All we have to do is just test it out, and that's what we're gonna find out if everything came out alright. See, to test it out, I have to put the this wheel cover back on. I removed it to do something else, but I'm just gonna install it and I'm gonna test it. Okay guys, so see you in the next step. Okay, now that everything is done, I put everything back on. Under the dashboard is already set, everything is finished. So this kind of Porsche, the Porsche Cayenne, has a type of suspension that you can lower it and put it on a sport mode. That switch, if you bring it up or down, it puts it on sport. Right here is a it's called a comfort mode, and then you got a normal. It brings up and down the suspension. So what I did is, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna put on the comfort mode, which is the lowest, so that way I can find out if the pump is gonna do the job. If you put it on the sport mode, well, it's gonna take longer to inflate the suspension. So yes, I'm gonna put it on the comfort mode and see what's going on. Okay guys, so I got the vehicle turned on and the pump did its job. Right here you can see that it got inflated and it stopped inflating the pump. It just stopped, and it's doing what it's supposed to do. If it will still bad, it will keep inflating until something gives up. So guys, we just finished repairing the suspension pump. If you like this video, please bring the thumb up and don't forget to turn on the bell. And guys, if you like the microphone, please check the description below, and it takes you directly to the link where I got it. This is an amazing product.
Okay guys, well thank you, and see you on another video.